Tissot presents Sportstar Extras T20 Time. There's nothing called impossible. Definitely not for the man who is our first guest. Yuvraj Singh means life lessons. It means courage, success, hat-trick, 6 sixes, 2 World Cup victories, followed by a bigger victory over the deadly cancer. He has been an inspiration for all. Let's celebrate Yuvraj Singh and the art of T20 cricket.
Good evening, UV. Welcome to Sportstar Extras T20 Time presented by Tissot. And this is my first interaction with you on this platform. I've known you for so many years, and it's always a pleasure speaking to you, meeting you, watching you play from under 15 days, right? So to begin with, what would be your favorite T20 moment be in IPL?
Favorite T20 moment I think would be when I was with Hyderabad and we won the championship in Bangalore. I think that has to be my favorite moment. I also won with Mumbai as well, but that time I wasn't playing. So on the ground when you're winning a championship, feeling is different. So playing with Hyderabad, winning the championship was my favorite moment in the IPL.
Yeah. And do you remember any fun moment or funniest moment you would have had in IPL which we wouldn't have seen or known?
Sir, funniest moment was I think when I was with Pune and I had come back after cancer. I didn't play that year, played the next year. And I remember Bhaji got me out in Pune. We were playing Mumbai Indians. And when they won the game, Bhaji was batting as well. So Bhaji was he hit the winning runs, and I think he got man of the match, and he was behaving how he behaves. So I pinned him down, sat on him, and I told him that you might have got me out, and you might have hit the winning runs, but I'm still stronger than you.
Yes.
So that was a funny moment.
You be playing for Yorkshire in the T20 and then going to the 2007 World Cup, winning it, and the bowl out with Pakistan. What are your memories?
I think playing in Yorkshire T20 was just an experiment. It was just starting of T20s. I think it was 2003, 2004. And I think the T20 format got recognition. And then they decided to have a 2007 World Cup first time. I remember, we were a very young side. We had no clue about T20. And our selectors wanted to rest the seniors. So I think we just went out there and just were aggressive as a unit, and probably got the cup home because we were fearless. And obviously from that time, when the IPL started, you learned a lot about T20s, how to approach games and finish them.
IPL cricket as a whole has brought big money to the youngsters. So do you think there is a matter of concern here? Maybe somebody should advise them on managing their finances and how to interact with their fans and behave with the public.
Sir, I think the generation has changed a lot. A lot of young players are getting money who are not even playing for India, like big monies. And the guys who are just playing for India are getting retained by franchises with bigger monies. So I think it's, at this young age, it's very difficult to handle such adulation and those kind of monies. So I really feel that the IPL teams obviously only happen once a year. But I think the guys who are playing for India, like young guys who are just starting, I think the Indian team needs a psychologist. Because I remember when Gary Kirsten was the coach, Paddy Upton was his go-to guy. So Paddy Upton would talk about what goes on in the head, how you feel about your life, and what are your fears, what are your strengths. So I think we need like a psychologist for these young guys who travels with the Indian team, talks to them about their mental side. Because physical side, everybody's looking that these guys, why are they not performing? So, sometimes performance is not only on the field. Maybe they're facing some issues in present life which is not helping them to, do well in cricket. So I really think that a good psychologist would really help. But I feel somebody can talk about these experiences who's played sport, somebody who has been successful. So yeah, it's a quite a touch and go situation.
Yeah, but you also attained stardom and big money when you were very young. So who guided you? How did you manage? I mean, you never went astray as far as behavior with seniors is concerned, or managing your finances is concerned.
I actually, I mean, yeah, monies were good, but compared to the IPL monies now, it's like 0 to 100. Like that time we used to get paid in lakhs. Now these young guys are getting paid in crores. So it's a huge difference to manage uh, that balance between them. I felt when I was starting, obviously I had a very sensible mother to understand where to how to use the money, and I think I had a lot of interaction with seniors because Rahul Dravid, Anil Kumble, Srinath, they were very simple people. They were not really flamboyant. They kept to cricket, and they really worked hard on the field, and they had a very simple lifestyle. So it was very important to not be a show off in front of them, and to have that respect, give them that respect that and obviously try to be at a certain stage where you are mature enough and smart enough to handle your own money and handle what your lifestyle is. I mean, I'm not saying I had the same lifestyle, but I had that respect for the seniors that I should not come across somebody who's completely different, who's completely different from the Indian team. Like I want to be one of those guys who are always willing to put his team first. So I think obviously when you look up to your seniors and how they go about their business, uh, you are in check. But what happened today is because of social media and so much adulation and IPL, these young kids get distracted a lot. So somebody needs to guide them, and they need to make an effort to talk to their seniors, the teachers, parents. I mean, there are some good kids as well there are some, I mean, there are kids who are flamboyant, there are kids who are simple as well. So I just think you just need to strike a balance.
And I've always been wanting to know who's your closest confidant on the field or off the field from the cricket world.
Sir, I think we have learned a lot from our seniors, and I think how they approach cricket, how they were ambassadors of our country when we were traveling. So I think learned a lot from Sachin because he was a big player, and how he handled himself off the field, and his attitude when he used to get out on zero and score 100. He never fluctuated a lot. So I've learned a lot from him. Started talking to him a lot about cricket. Learned a lot from him about life as well, ups and downs. So I think I was very comfortable. I had a good good friendship with him as well. So I learned a lot from him outside the field as well in cricket.
When you look back, do you think you could have played more test matches? Because I feel you should have played. I always looked at you as a more of a test match player. Of course, it's another matter. You went and played good one day cricket.
Yes, sir. I would have liked to play because as a young kid, we always played a lot of 3-day, 4-day games. And one-day cricket we hardly played much of one-day cricket before I played for India. But unfortunately, we had a lot of competition. If you see, there was Lakshman, there was Dravid, there was Ganguly who was captain when I came to side. And these guys had already played 60 odd, 70 odd test matches. When you played 50, 60 test matches, you are a seasoned player. And then obviously Viru came in. So Viru could not find a place as a middle order batsman. So he had to open. And then obviously I tried to open but did not get, got one innings or two innings max. So at our times, we never used to get those many chances. It was always between either I will play or either Lakshman will play or Saurav will play. So it was like, those 6, 7 years peak of my career, I was just sitting out. And, from 20 to say 27, 28 is we actually learn about 4-day cricket. And when I started playing Test cricket when Saurav retired, I was doing decent, but then I got diagnosed of cancer. So it was unfortunate. But also, if you look at the bright side, I've played 400 games for India, including 300 plus ODIs and 60 odd T20s. You have to look at both sides. I would have definitely want to be a better Test cricketer and batting higher up the order.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that's what it is. Because these days I've seen a lot of young guys, the new guys who have come in and played for a while, get a lot of chances because there is a lot of cricket to be played.
Playing with Sachin, Saurav, Viru, Lakshman, and Dravid, what was it collectively that you learned from them? I mean, you were very privileged to be there, and they were also. They also must have enjoyed your company on the field and off the field. So, what are the takeaways from this fabulous batting lineup?
Guys like Dravid and Sachin, when they crossed 30, they worked very hard on their bodies. Kumble, they worked very hard in their bodies to sustain their careers till 37, 39. So just to learn on that, and I think I did the same. That was the reason why I was able to come back and play for India when I was 35 years old. So yes, I learned a lot from them, and I think that's the reason why I was able to play for so many years, I guess.
The biggest prank you would have played in the dressing room or outside the dressing room?
We played a lot of pranks. And I think the best pranks was, I think me and Bhaji played on Saurav, where we made a false newspaper where we put Saurav statements in there about his players, about Rahul, about myself, Ashish, Bhaji, that these guys are not serious. I don't want them in my team. And we were playing Pakistan, and we told them that we're not going to play this match because these are statements you have given against us. And then I think Saurav went red on April Fool's Day, and he said, I will resign if I say something like that. And he almost about to cry. And then Rahul put his hand on his shoulder and said, Dada, April Fool's Day. I remember Saurav, like, Kisne ki ye harkat? And everybody started looking at me and Bhaji, and Dada ran after us with the bat. So I think we won the game also. So it was good fun.
How have you looked at the media? I mean, media in your time, journalists from print and television, both. I mean, what was your impression of the media? Has it changed over the years?
Sir, obviously, starting initially, every time I was a young kid, and if I didn't do well, if I was criticized, it used to hurt. But after a while, I started to understand that that's the media business. People, that's the business. They have to say something. People have to talk about. So I started taking it in my stride. But the thing was that, when you get requests from the media and you want to talk to them, but there are certain sectors of the media, when they approach you, they always want to talk about the negative things. They don't want to brush on the positive side. So I just feel that it's really important for any media house. Obviously, negative news sells more. But it's very important for the media houses to, make sure that these young kids who are playing cricket today, they have a future and they have a house, they have a family. So you don't wanna hit the bad side of them. You want somebody to leave cricket because of scrutiny and criticism. So I think it has to be a balance from both sides. But I feel there are some really great journalists out there who I've had a relationship. You're definitely one of them, and a couple of others who I generally ever talk to, and who talk sense about the game, who talk sense about life. So I think it's important. It depends what you want in life. Some people want negativity and they want to get highlighted like that. That's there. I'm someone who's a very honest person, and if I made a mistake, I'm very happy to apologize and move forward in life. And that's how life is. You gotta be. I mean, you have to be honest and transparent towards yourself. Only then you can be the same with others.
Do you think today's youngsters are under more pressure than you were at their age?
I think it's definitely a bit more pressure these days because social media has become too much. If there are 50 more extra channels or people writing, if you have one failure and people write one failure in 50 magazines and 50 newspapers, it looks like you had 50 failures. And every time you have one bad game, people start talking about you failed. So I just feel the pressure is a bit too much. And every time a player gets a lot of money in IPL, and if he doesn't have a good season, he's criticized badly. So end of the day, all players are trying. They're giving their best. It's just on a given day, somebody can go for more money. Some good player can go for less money. That's how the auction goes.
With IPL, a lot of youngsters have done well, but particularly Shubman Gill and Abhishek Sharma are looking very good. There's a lot of praise coming for them from even someone like Mr. Sunil Gavaskar. And you have been talking very highly of them. You spend time with them. You're grooming them. So what do you have to say about these two?
So I obviously, have been at that stage, what they are in right now. I feel obviously Shubman is someone who's playing for India, and Abhishek who has a lot of promise as an all-rounder. So I just shared my experiences with them at that age, and probably because I have a lot of experience now after playing for 17, 20 years, to give them that experience. So I think when I started batting with them, they kind of got that momentum of the game, how to approach a game in T20. So I spent like about a month and a half with them, and I worked on their skill levels. They have great skill levels, but mostly working on their mindset, how to approach a T20 game for Abhishek as a middle order or Shubman as an opener. You have to approach games differently. Working with Prabh Simran as well, a very exciting talent. So was Anmolpreet. So I think these young guys have a good future. They just need good guidance.
And you have any message for today's youngsters?
Sir, my message to today's youngsters is that every day is important. Every game is important. Play it like your last game, because suddenly you'll wake up after 5 years and you'll be 30 years old and you'll be like, I could have done better.
Shabnam ji has been very important in your life. If you can just speak about her.
Definitely, I think she's been my pillar of strength. She's someone who's given me birth twice, and obviously it was a big challenge for her when I got diagnosed of cancer, to be really strong and be positive and get me out of my misery. And she's been there. She was there in America for like 2.5 months looking after me. I remember she would just stand in my bedroom while I was sleeping, thinking that I hope that he's okay. So she had a lot of sleepless nights, and I'm blessed to have a mother like that.
Thank you, Yuvi, for your time. I keep my time with C-Star Tissot, which you will be getting soon from the Sports Star. I hope you like it. Thank you very much, Yuvi.
What looks really great on you. So keep wearing it.
Thank you. Do well.
Okay, thank you, sir.